Hey there, so we're live. And I always like to keep the positivity, and we got some huge stuff to do tonight, so I'm not sure who's going to be in on a Friday night, but hopefully we'll get a few people in here. And we are going to talk about the Scream Factory announcement that happened tonight, and it's a huge one from the San Diego Comic Con. There are 14 releases that we got to talk about. And we are also going to show some stuff that I got on Amazon Prime, and also some stuff that I picked up today. Actually, I found just by accident. I got like pizza on me here. And but first off, I gotta go on a slightly more serious note. So, you guys want to come so I can see you guys? So over the last day or so, I received a couple messages from a couple different people that mentioned some bullying that went on this channel, and people that were kind of made feel uncomfortable and made feel like the hey Polly, we're starting off serious before we get into the good stuff. Made feel like they shouldn't be here or that they didn't belong. Now, with that being said, I have to say, and I'm going to say this outright and be completely honest, is that one of the reasons that I do this and I do this live is I want to make as many people be able to interact and make this here as an inclusive an atmosphere as possible. So there will be absolutely zero tolerance for harassment of any sort in this here, and I hope this is the one and only time that I got to say it. If I find out that somebody's been harassing another viewer or another member of the club, or been saying anything in it like negative, you got one chance to make it right, and after that, then I guess it's Band City. And I don't like talking about stuff like that. I really like to try and keep it happy and keep things pretty positive here in the movie club. So that's the PSA bullying aspect of that for tonight. I hope I never have to talk about it again, because overall I got a great bunch of people in here, and we're on the honor system of keeping each other that way. So let's go with that. And with that being said, I got some stuff to show you guys, and we're going to talk about the Scream Factory announcements. So awkwardness out of the way. And you guys ready to look at some stuff first? So Scream Factory announcements will be second. First, let's show you guys what I got today. So Paulie, you're going to see some cool stuff. Do I show the Amazon stuff first, or the stuff that I picked up on kind of on my own? What do you think?
I guess you could build up to the Amazon stuff, because you have been talking about it all week.
Yeah, though I think that this stuff is actually pretty good. So I got some classy, serious stuff, guys. So I've actually got a couple different formats too. So I'm going to start off by showing you guys I picked up 2 VHS, which I don't normally do. I don't normally pick up VHS unless it's something that that stands out for me. And I did get a couple really cool VHS. So the first one is the Agatha Christie collection, Endless Night, and that stars Haley Mills and Brett Eklund. We got George Sanders in there too. And actually really excited to, I know I've seen it, but I don't remember it very well. And it is it's a Lumiere picture. And I remember Lumiere as being the company that put out a lot of the Hammer stuff back in the VHS days. So it's going to be really cool to see their Agatha Christie collection. I love the way this is done. I love the fact that it's a collection. I'm a sucker for banner stuff, and of course it's a the murder mystery type. It's Agatha Christie, and I picked up another one. And I don't think, you can correct me if I'm wrong with this, I don't think this movie is available on DVD or Blu-ray. It might be, but as far as I know, it's not, unless it's like done on demand. What are you guys talking about? Memes. So the Molly Maguires, and this stars like Richard Harrison and Sean Connery, and this actually got a decent cast in it. Samantha Eggar's in this film as well, and great film. Bit minors. If you haven't seen it, it's I never thought I'd see it on any format, so I finally did. I had to pick it up. Also grabbed a couple classic stuff, guys. So, and we're going to get to some actually classic stuff that you guys were ragging on me for buying only like cheesy, horrible things, like things that we talked about last night. And first off is season 1, volume 1 of Perry Mason, the classic TV series. Perry Mason was a really good show. It lasted for a long time, and I'm a huge, huge fan of it. It's cool to see Raymond Burr like that young. Like I don't normally see him like in like that young, except maybe in like well, Rear Window, I guess, where he plays the killer.
I like Rear Window.
Great movie. Next up is Studio Classic, and it's from and it's number 13 in Studio Classics collection. So ooh, it is the Oxbow Incident, and this is a really good movie. It's Henry Fonda, a movie that he was really, really proud of making. One of the films he's actually most proud of making. It's a great film. If you haven't seen it, I really do recommend it. Basically, this rancher is murdered and his cattle are stolen, and there's these two strangers that they're kind of coming through. They've got some cattle, and we automatically kind of, assumptions are made. Justice, justice is going to be, needs to be served, and definitely check it out. So it's got some great features on here, by the way. So we got a commentary with Western scholar Dick Yolen and William Wellman Jr. And of course, this is directed by William Wellman. And there's a biography on Henry Fonda, Hollywood's quiet hero. So really interested in checking that out. Also grabbed up another kind of cool classic one. I do want to get the Criterion of one of these films here, because one of them's out on Criterion. And I wanted to rewatch the movie. Kind of 12 Angry Men Western remake. Oxbow's pretty decent. Jace, it's kind of ironic that you would mention that, because I picked up 12 Angry Men with the
turnaround, it looks like 21.
21.
And
and In the Heat of the Night, the 40th anniversary edition DVDs in this one, and of course the classic film Marnie, the classic A. Scott film. No, all three of these films here are amazing films that really do belong in everybody's collection. Have you guys seen these movies?
I feel like I've seen 12 Angry Men, but
it is a great 3-pack, man.
Remember.
Yeah. And the Heat of the Night is famous for, of course, there's racial tensions. And you have Virgil Tibbs is going down to the South to actually investigate this murder. There's a great scene in the film, and I saw it when I was in school. Basically, he's taken out. He's driving, and he gets pretty much harassed. Exactly, you know the scene I'm talking about. They put him up against the car, and he's taking out all his stuff. He's from his pocket. And what do they call you, boy? And the last thing he takes out is his badge. And it's like, they call me Mr. Tibbs. Great scene, fantastic movie. And Marty, if you've never seen Marty, it's Ernest Borgnine's just tour de force acting, and definitely worth seeing. It's a really good triple feature. Now, I just picked up a few other things from the Amazon sale. First one is not a film, but something that I'm going to play around with a bit, because it was actually really kind of inexpensive. And that is the Amazon Fire TV stick. So I do have Amazon Prime, and Amazon Prime comes with Amazon Music. And I think I might just backload Cody into this to get some of the foreign channels that Hin wants to check out. So we got the Fire Stick to check out. So it'll be fun checking that out and seeing what I can do with that. Next up is a show that I watched the first couple episodes of, realized it was so cool and trippy that I couldn't watch anymore until I had the full season of this show. And season 1 of Legion. If you haven't checked out Legion, it's really cool. This is a really good show. And it starts, I think it's Dan Evans, right? No, Dan Stevens, sorry. Yeah, Dan Stevens, and he was in The Guest, I think. You guys see The Guest yet? If you haven't, we're going to watch The Guest. Basically, The Guest was a film where he comes into this place after this guy just died, in the army, and he says he's his friend. And he's actually just kind of like a super soldier. I really enjoyed Legion. I haven't gotten to see most of it, Paul, yet, but I got to see like the first 2 episodes. The Guest is one of my favorites too. Welcome, Jace. By the way, is this your first time in the movie club? If it is, so good to see you here. And Legion's a fantastic little series. I can't wait to like dive into this. This is the one we can actually watch together. Aubrey Plaza's in this one as well.
You know, I like my comic books, so.
And of course, Legion, as you know, if you're a X-Men fan, then Legion is, he's the son of Professor X. I'm not sure if that's followed through in the TV series.
I've heard
Jermaine
some
Clement
stuff.
is great in it. Oh, I can't wait to see it.
I know some stuff that goes down, and it very much is comic booky.
So next up, I got 4K, and I got kind of 4K horror and action in this set here. And here's the thing: I really didn't like the first one, but I do like it in the way that that the acting is so atrociously over the top bad that I kind of love it. But the other 2 films in this franchise, I actually legitimately really like, and I haven't seen the 4th one that just came out.
It's out now?
Yeah, the first one, and that is the Purge 4K set. So this was on sale during Amazon Prime Day. Didn't have a lot of 4K stuff on sale, but this was there, and I had to pick this up. There's not a lot of horror represented so far on the, because I'm in Australia. Sometimes the time zones don't always suit, but just a relaxing Saturday at the moment. I'm glad you're having a relaxing Saturday. Saturday's my day off every week, so I usually do a video on Saturdays, but the Scream Factory announcements came out, and I got the stuff at the same day, so everything lined up. But this is actually I haven't opened this yet, so I kind of want to open it up and see how it looks on the inside. There's the 3 covers right there. It's kind of odd that the Purge, when it came out, they made this kind of really cool world, and then they decided to not use it at all and just make a random home invasion film. They did fix that with the other films, and
The only problem is the other films are action.
but they're really good though. They're good action.
You could do a good horror in this.
And there's horror aspects to the film. So I think that the UK edition of this, and I think Jace is in Australia, so your edition probably has 3 slim cases type thing, where this one is just 1 slim case with the. Hopefully each have their own. Okay. Okay, so this is neat. So for the Purge, we get the Blu-ray and the 4K. Hopefully it's for all of them. Purge Anarchy, again, we get the Blu-ray and the 4K. As you can see, they actually put art on the 4K, and it's pretty much just standard blah on the Blu-ray. And Election Year, I love Election Year, by the way, is again 4K and Blu-ray as well. There's one, and I'm not sure if it's Election Year or if it's Anarchy. Have you seen the Purge films?
I saw the first one, unfortunately.
Oh, there's this one with the girl. She goes to get candy. She wants to just pretty much steal this candy from this guy. So she goes back later on in this huge cheesy car, her Purge mobile, and it's got Christmas lights and all this stuff on it. And she's outside. She's, I want my fucking candy. It's fantastic. Oh, that's my oh yeah, it's my my codes. Maybe give you that to you guys if you want to see the movies later on.
Someone says it's Election Year.
Election Year. Thank you. I got one more, and it's a big one. It's one that I've been wanting for a long time.
I just want to have to pull up a huge comically large DVD right now.
Yeah. But I know this is one that and it is number 1404 of 6000. I'm a huge Indicator fan. And I've got the first 2 Hammer ones. I got the 3rd one on pre-order. I've got the Sinbad one, and I've got Ray Harryhausen Volume 1. And I had to have this. I'm a huge fan of Harryhausen. So they finally put on a good price Ray Harryhausen, the Wonderful World of Ray Harryhausen Volume 2. Great films. We got Mysterious Island on here, Jason and the Argonauts, and First Men in the Moon. And Jason and the Argonauts is one of my favorite films of all time. So with great special effects. I love Harryhausen. So let's just slip this off and let's look at this bad boy here. So we got this kind of wraparound cover right here. As you can see, that's number 51, 52, and 53. These are all the features that are on here. Look at that. That's all features.
Holy crap.
Yeah. So, show you the book first. And it's the actual book. So we got like a Harryhausen, and of course this is the dueling skeletons from Jason and the Argonauts. You picked. Oh, I need to get that Tall Tales Western box set. I was looking at it tonight actually. I want to have all the Indicator box sets. Hey there. Hey there, Resolution. Hey there, Paul. First Man on the Moon is one of your favorite Space Nine H2Ls, really? It's been a long time since I've seen that one, so probably that's actually the one. I'll be honest with you, I remember the least. I remember some like kind of cool cheesy effects, but I don't remember the film overall as well as I do like Jason and the Argonauts or Mysterious Island. Probably because I've seen those like so many times. And First Man on the Moon wasn't one of those that was as readily available. Hey, Movie Mac, how's it going? You missed your last stream, but I'm here now. Yeah, I started off with a serious note, and that's something I do recommend you guys go back and check out. But we're into the fun stuff. And first off, we got Mysterious Island here. I love this cover. Look at this. They do amazing artwork. Thanks a lot, Paul. I love Indicator stuff. If you don't have any Indicator, I do recommend getting some in your collection. And this is when they did the DVD Blu-ray combo packs. They no longer do that, by the way. And is that the same art or is that different art? Let's just check it out here. It's different art, right? Yeah. Oh yeah, so it's very similar art actually. But that's the alternate artwork. Feature-wise, I won't go through everything, but we got audio commentary, Ray Harryhausen introduction, Ray Harris on Mysterious Island, Michael Craig on Mysterious Island, Ray Anders on Mysterious Island, Kim Newman on Mysterious Island. Super 8 versions. I was about to go to bed. I work tomorrow, but I wanted to see this. Hope it won't be 2 hours. Me too. I'm kind of tired, but I got to talk about Scream Factory stuff as well. So there's big announcements for that. You guys probably know about it, but I want to talk about it. I really do want to talk about it. We got Jason and the Argonauts. I love this cover. I love these old school covers. Look at this.
Yeah, it's pretty nice, I guess.
Yeah, of course, there's the other cover on here as well.
Yeah, I prefer the other cover.
But it's classic. It's got like that old school like poster, like you see back in the day. If you're around the '60s, going to like the movie theaters.
Yeah, but I wasn't though.
But don't you wish you were? A little bit.
No, not really.
You can live through Hammer and.
Oh, I can watch those now.
You grew up on these, hey? First Man on the Moon. This is a fantastic cover. I can see why they made this the box cover. Yeah. Definitely an awesome cover. Again, all these have like Super 8 versions. They got lots of featurettes and all that stuff there. So I'll just show you guys. Oh, came out. The other cover for First Man on the Moon. Either way, that is a great cover. This is like one of the best covers when it comes to this stuff. So now I have the complete Indicator Ray Harryhausen collection.
Very nice. Very nice.
You guys are so quiet over there tonight.
Well, I mean, like, I can't say much about Harryhausen other than I really like stop motion. And
have you
obviously the big stop motion guy.
I'm just
Stop motion
tired.
animation.
Like
I do
used
also
up all
too.
my energy today in the pool.
Yeah, we got a pool, and we actually put it together.
Making the pool took the most.
Yeah.
Yes, I got to make most of the pool. Well, with you guys helping out, but I didn't get to enjoy it because I had to go to work afterwards.
We didn't get to. It's only like half full right now.
I've seen pictures of you guys in the pool.
We were in the pool, but it was like up to our knees.
Yeah, it was like up to like my knees, so it's.
It was up to my shin.
Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, so you guys take over. I gotta. There you go.
Substitute meanie time. I'm tired, but. Alright.
Dad got things on different forms this time. He got VHSs.
Dad, that's
but
right.
You know what?
Hello.
He didn't get anything.
I don't know if Reality Was Illusion was here.
Laserdisc.
Then Dad didn't get a single thing on Laserdisc. We got a pool today. The shirt is Carnage. How are we? We're doing pretty good. We have a pool, so we're doing fine there. It's 1:40. It's or 12:41. It's somewhere after like
It
1
is
here.
1:41.
It's 1:41, so we're tired.
20 to 2.
We're a little tired because it was a busy day, but it's always a busy day here, and like this isn't. God, this isn't even close to the latest we stayed up recently. But I don't know. We'll probably go to bed soon after this. I've got some stuff to watch. One there.
Well, we've never had a pool before. We gotta rub it in your face.
It's not full. Like, Dad was like, "Oh, they got to enjoy it." Oh yeah, 2 hours ahead.
I remember trying to organize time zones between me and my friends because we had various people all over the United States, and then we had me, and I think we had one other person in Europe, and then we had one person somewhere in Asia, and they were like, "Oh, you're good at math, Wes. You figure out the differences in the time zones so we can all hang out at one time together." And I was like, all right, I guess. So I spent like 40 minutes trying to do time zone math.
I don't mess around with no time zone. I watch a lot of. I used to watch like actual live, like Japanese TV. So I would have to get up and like organize my time for 12 hours ahead.
Time zone. I have so many internet friends. Time zones are so important now.
I don't have any friends, so it's sick.
I don't have any in-life friends anymore.
Here you go, Father.
What are you guys talking about?
We were just talking about time zones. Like I'm too tired to get into any like big things.
Yeah, so we're gonna get into like the Scream Factory stuff now. It's probably gonna be one of our shorter movie club things, but Scream Factory made some pretty big announcements, so we're gonna go over. God, I was right to it. Every one of them. So I'm guessing all you guys heard about the some Scream Factory stuff, right? So I'm going to mention all these. So the neck, I didn't see the neck announcement yet. So are you guys ready? So I'm going to mention every Scream Factory one that's coming out. I want your thoughts on them as I do them. Okay?
Okay.
So this can't be like those there where you didn't say anything.
Well, I mean, I don't know what she does.
So 10 to Midnight is coming out on Blu-ray from Scream Factory with a bunch of special features. Charles Bronson, like the classic, like kind of like a slasher film that he did, basically. It's my favorite Charles Bronson movie. I have the Twilight Time edition of it. Charles Bronson is badass and is one of my favorite actors of all time, especially one of my favorite action heroes. Now, 10 to Midnight is kind of cool. We got Andrew Stevens. We got a guy that actually strips naked and kills girls. It's a super cool film. And I own it on Twilight Time, but if they got new features coming out, I gotta rebuy it. Buckley Bonds, hey, welcome. Her husband's fantastic. But have you seen the work of the extraordinary Carl Zeman? Yeah. 10 Minute would be a pickup for me. Exactly. 10 Minute is a grab pickup, and I do. I gotta look up Carl Zeman. I know I've seen stuff by him. Next up is one that Arrow announced recently, and that is Candyman. So you're gonna have two. But I've been a good teacher in my high school years. Don't get me wrong, we had teachers, but teachers I didn't like. I would have loved to have been a teacher. Actually, that's one thing that you guys know that I did want to do. Candyman's coming out from Scream Factory as well. So you're going to have a choice now between the Arrow edition and the Scream Factory edition Candyman. I'm probably going to go with the Arrow edition there. It's going to be like a big box edition, kind of like the Hills of Eyes and stuff like that. So, and
yeah, you like your big boxes.
Yeah. Could have been a film studies professor. I would like to be a film studies professor. I like to study film studies. Next up is one that I think you guys are going to be kind of excited about, and The Craft is coming out. Film Class 101. Hey, Munchies, welcome back. We're talking about the Scream Factory editions. Any movies you think would be great for Indicator? Sleuth would be amazing. Yeah, you're right on that one. Anything that Twilight Time put out that I want, that I can't get because they're expensive. So any back horror that Twilight Time put out that I don't have, well, I would love to see Scream Factory put out. Any kind of film noirs type stuff. If Indicator hasn't put out at close range, I would love to see them do it. Will 10 Minute be a collector's edition? It will be a collector's edition. So we're going to get the slipcover for 10 to Midnight. Number 3 is The Craft, guys. And I guess you all guys know The Craft.
I don't think so.
It's are you serious? It's like the four girls. They're at high school, and they're witches, basically.
Oh, okay.
It was a really cool film back in the day. It's one that desperately needs a special edition, and I'm so excited to see it. Actually, the girl from that show, The Mentalist, like it's kind of his love interest. She was the star of that movie.
Okay.
So that's going to be actually cool. And again, just to let you know, guys, so the Candyman also is a collector's edition, and so is the Craft. And next up is a collection that everybody was kind of guessing was coming, but we were just waiting to hear if that it was coming for sure. And now it's been made official. The Critters collection is coming. All four Critters films. I cannot wait for this. I'm a huge Critters fan. Critters 2 is my favorite.
I think I've seen 1 and 2.
3 and 4 are good, but they're not as good. But 2 is like hilarious. 2 with the Easter egg hunt.
Okay.
There's just a dark humor to the fact that these critters are come down to these like colorful like crate eggs, and kids are like going on this like critters. Yes, another pickup, definitely. Easter egg hunt. So it's going to be a collection. Each film inside will receive a dedicated Blu-ray case featuring original theatrical and home entertainment artwork. Extras are being worked on right now. And next up is a collector's edition that I got one edition of this film. It's going to be a box set movie, Mike. It's going to be all four critters in a box set with their own like different movie Mac with their own four different like cases. Paul Richards is going to grab critters. Here we go, guys. Dracula, Prince of Darkness. For the first time since early Scream Factory, we're getting another Hammer film. And not just any Hammer film, but one of the penultimate Hammer films of my era. Well, not my era, but like one of the first ones I ever saw. And Christopher Lee playing Dracula at close range. Murder by Death will be a great release. I love Murder by Death.
Murder by Death?
It's a comedy. I think it's like a lot of different like.
Dad, I'm still here, by the way. Dad just turned the iPad and.
I didn't actually. You guys had to turn like this way when I got back. I went upstairs. So yeah, Dracula, Prince of Darkness, again a collector's edition.
The camera's on the other side.
Oh yeah.
Instead,
so it's sort of flipped today.
It's all up. The camera, instead of being on this side, is on this side, therefore aiming more in this direction.
Next up is another collector's edition. It's a Brian De Palma one. I have the Arrow edition of this, so it's going to really depend on the features if I get it. And that is Obsession. So Obsession is Brian De Palma's version of Vertigo. It's a less depressing Vertigo. And it's a great film. John Lithgow, Cliff Robertson, Genevieve Bull. Oh God, I never got her name right, so we're going to go with that. That's, again, another collector's edition. So that's one of my favorites. If you haven't seen that Brian De Palma film and you don't have it, I really do recommend it. Next up is a comedy horror.
Okay.
And it's not a collector's edition, but it's a regular edition, but it is Saturday the 14th.
Oh, yeah.
So there's actually a couple of those. There's Saturday the 14th, and there's Saturday the 14th Strikes Again was the sequel, but only the first one so far is coming out. But it'll be cool. Richard Benjamin is in that one. Looking forward to that. Next up is Screamers with Peter Weller. That's Jennifer Rubin. So that's like one that has been like kind of requested a bit. Because he was a must for very rare and expensive to pick up his stuff, but worth it. I gotta check it out. Just watched it yesterday. You liked the Screamers? Or Saturday the 14th. Anything with Richard Benjamin is great. I love Richard Benjamin. He's a great comedian, and he's really underrated as well. Next up, guys, we got a really cool one, and not a collector's edition, but it is Single White Female. And do you remember Single White Female? I can see you in the background. You know that, right?
I know.
Have you seen Single White Female?
I've heard of it. It sounds really familiar, but I don't think I've seen it.
Like Bridget Fonda, Jennifer Jason Leigh, they move in together. The Last of Sheila, he was great in that. You know what? I'm not sure if I did, but I will check it out. Actually, to see if I have seen it. If I haven't, I'll definitely give it a watch. If I can find it. Single White Female, another great one. These are all really good. They're hitting it out of the park with this announcement here, by the way, guys. And here's a big one for me. This is gonna be a big one for you. Are you ready?
We'll see.
It's a collector's edition.
Okay.
Silent Night, Deadly Night, Part 2.
Oh my god.
Great, who done with?
Oh my god.
It's garbage day.
What? No!
Gotta get that. That's a must. And here is another unexpected collector's edition that's coming out, and it is the Stephen King film, like written film, never was made into a book, and that is Sleepwalkers, directed by Mick Garris. So cool little film, really underrated. Actually, really looking forward to seeing that. Some people hated that film when it came out, by the way, but I got a kick out of it. A little on the incesty side, but it's a good film. Next up is another Carpenter film. You were right about Critters. James is here. Hey, James. Say hi to James, guys.
So, dude.
James actually let me know tonight that Shudder is actually starting to... Alice Creed is not. Yes, actually, that is so true. And, well, it was awesome Ghost Story. I love Ghost Story. Underrated horror. James let me know that Shudder is actually putting on in Canada, is putting the Joe Bob Briggs stuff, which he had in the United States. Next up is a John Carpenter classic, and finally it's going to get a worthy special edition. This is going to be another collector's edition, and that is Starman. Have you guys seen Starman?
No.
Starman is a really cool film. Basically, it's you got Jeff Bridges. I got the TV series of it, actually. Raj actually gave it to me for Christmas. Talk here, guys.
Well, you're the one.
What do you want me to say?
I've never seen Starman.
You never seen Starman?
No, you asked that question. I said no. Now you're like, talk. Well, Starman was a great comic book. I really liked Starman.
I got a feeling like Creepshow. So yeah, there's some great stuff coming out there. Again, so that'll be a great edition. And we got two more, and they're the original and the sequel. Starman is a great film, Paul. Urban Legend, the collector's edition that is coming out. I'm super stoked about that.
Legend.
How about Jeff Bridges for Indicator, Hearts of the West, Cutter's Way, Bad Company? All three of those movies definitely should be.
Also, fun fact, like Urban Legend too.
Well, ironically, Urban Legend Final Cut is the last announcement.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, like,
Piranha 2 saw recently and looks good. Oh, I gotta get that. I really need to get that.
I've heard that people don't like 2 as much. 2 is great.
2 is fun.
I really like 2.
Well, there's
it has this like Hitchcock-esque like thing to it, and it's all about film study.
a lot of reason people don't like part 2 is because the movie's called Urban Legends, and there's really no urban legends actually murders kind of done in part 2.
There's 1 or 2. There's the kidney one, the kidney in a bathtub sort of thing.
Yeah, at the beginning.
And there's like 1 other, I think, but it's mostly focused on the idea of making a film based off of urban legend.
Exactly.
And it's entirely about
it's
film study.
really well done. I got to say, I really liked it. The ending definitely makes it. The Screen Factory bought the rights for 10 minutes for Twilight Time. I think more than likely what happened, Movie Mac, is that the Twilight Time rights probably just expired. So if you don't have the Twilight Time 10 minutes, it's probably going to be gone. I want Terror Tunes 1 and 2 on Blu-ray. Have them on VHS. I don't have those actually.
Get them on Laserdisc.
These gangbusters are special features. But all 14 of the, actually, I got to say, for the first time since I've Scream in a long time, Scream Factory have announced 14 movies, all of which I will buy every one of them. It's Twilight Time to have another full category sale. You get Twilight Time over there in Australia. It's expensive here. I'm not sure how expensive it is over in Australia, but for me, I don't usually get a lot of their stuff because I really hate the Screen Archives website. I detest it, and I really detest buying stuff and have them try to scare me into $45, secure shipping by putting a huge red notice there, like telling you, we can't. Which release of Candyman am I going to get, James? I'm going to go for the Arrow one. It looks like a bigger edition, but I might get both depending on features. You can order it from the website and it ships overseas. Only get them when it's half price. That's the best way to do it. So just which Screen Factory would be released in all regions. Buckaroo, have you got a region-free player? Are they easy to get in the UK? I actually don't know. Arrow needs to release The Fog in the UK. Fog is a great film. I love The Fog. That's a good John Carpenter ghost story. I love ghost stories. Yeah, for the first time ever in a long time, Scream Factory's announced 14 movies, all of which I want. That's rare that they announced like everything that I want, and every one of those films are ones that I definitely intend on picking up. I want the Critters box set. That's going to be incredible. I want the Urban Legends films. The Candyman is the only one that's kind of like iffy on my list, and only because there's another one. Kino's playing with Charlie Varick. I missed out on the Indicator version of Charlie Varick, and I love that film, so I got to get it. Rank these. the Night of the Living Dead series.
I also saw Return of the Living Dead there too, which is a bit.
Wesley usually has like
Wes
the.
doesn't have it up right now.
Oh
No,
damn.
I don't have. Oh wait, I don't have that. What did we
Yeah,
miss?
because I wanted to.
Because someone was asking us to rank some films.
Yeah, so you guys have seen the Dead
I
films, right?
have.
But I want Charlie Varick. That's a really great Watermouth Hall film. If you haven't seen it. Where do you pick up any region-free players? I'm here in in Canada,
Here we go.
and I got one basically in Canadian Tire here, and that one that's a Seiko. It looks like kind of like a PS. Looks like kind of like a PS3, and there used to be like a kind of an electronics type store here before that unfortunately shut down, and they used to have a lot of the region-free players.
So
Okay, so reality said to rank the films from 6 to 1. Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead, Land of the Dead, Return of the Living Dead, and Return of the Living Dead 2.
I'm gonna point something out here. The year
Or
that
the-
they have on
Online, sure, yeah.
Dawn of the Dead is 2004. So it's not the original Dawn of the Dead. It's the Snyder Dawn of the Dead.
Snyder didn't do Dawn of the Dead. He did
Or
that.
not Snyder. Who am I
Oh,
talking about?
yeah, he did Dawn of the Dead. I thought he meant Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah, Dawn.
Oh,
It's all of the originals
but
plus
Snyder's.
Return 1 and 2 and Snyder's Dawn for some reason.
Uh,
I'll tell you what's going at the bottom. Snyder's Dawn.
I didn't mind it actually. That's one of Snyder's better films.
It's better, but compared to the rest of those films, it's the bottom.
I'd have to go with like the first one. I love Day of the Dead. I really, really do love that film.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Day is great.
did WB have the indicator release of Charlie Varick? But I want Kino's too when it comes out. Are there any different features on Kino's edition? I got to check that out because I really want I really want to have Charlie Varick. I kind of want the indicator edition too. The one out of print. If I ever find it on eBay or anything like that, I'm definitely picking it up. One of the films that I really want from Indicator, great company by the way. You haven't gotten to see any of their stuff yet, but we'll watch some of their stuff, some of the Hammer set there that you guys will like. This because it's more of the thriller stuff that I think you'll be into. They did one called Blue Collar with Paul Schrader, and I want that one. Won't be in an HMV until the end of the month, but if you have a copy of Charlie Varick, I will send it on. Mersville, if you do that, you're my hero. Got region free player. It was around 250 US. Wow. I paid for my first region free player. Hey, a lot of good Jack Nicholson films on it. Oh, the Borders. Is that Nicholson? I think it's Nicholson. Trying to remember. I love The Border, and I'm blanking on the actor, but I think it's Nicholson. I'm a huge Nicholson fan. 5 Easy Piece is my favorite movies. Blue Collar recently. Did you like Blue Collar? Did you listen to the commentary yet with like where Paul Schrader is basically doing like a movie studies class? I really want to listen to that. That's one of the reasons I want it. Aside from like just being a really good film, I want that Paul Schrader movie class. I'm a huge movie. I study film. That's kind of like my thing. The Board of Nixon and Harvey Keitel. Yeah, Keitel's great. There's another guy's underrated. It's Harvey Keitel. He did so much good stuff. What's your favorite Harvey Keitel?
I don't know who that is.
Well, you saw From Dusk Till Dawn.
I did see From Dusk Till Dawn.
You star that. He's the father. He's the priest. I haven't heard the commentary yet, but I said, yeah, definitely listen to the commentary. Apparently, it's really good. They put a lot of good stuff on there. Get both releases of Candyman. It depends on if the features are identical, then I got to go with the Arrow one just for the aesthetics alone. But if the features are different, if there's some different features that come out from Scream Factory, I'll get them both. Paul Schrader seems like a prickly guy, but yeah. Another good indicator, Nick's going to say it, Last Detail. It's been a while since I've seen that film. I would get every Indicator film. I love their stuff. They do great stuff, and it's so much easier for me to buy from the UK and get the Indicator stuff than it is to pay like 2 times that and get it from Twilight Time. And that was really cool. That's one of the things that Hind hated Twilight Time because she missed out on Sinbad and like The Eye of the Tiger, and she really wanted that film. So, and she listened to like an interview with the guy from Twilight Time, the Wild Ones with Brando. Oh, yes. But like Twilight Time sold out right away, and they were kind of being and they were really dickish in their interviews and stuff, and really kind of pretentious. So as soon as it came out from like Indicator, she's like, screw them. Torture Garden, I have that one, and it is a fantastic release. Torture Garden is a great film. You know that one?
I probably do. I just can't think of it right
It's
now.
Amicus,
I
an
watched.
anthology film, and
Oh,
Burgess
okay.
Meredith as Dr. Diablo.
I love Burgess Meredith. I love.
Necker is releasing a brand new Michael Myers figure. Ooh, nice. For the Ultimate Edition.
Very nice.
So that'll be for the new film.
Yeah. What Michael is it?
I'm guessing it's for the new one, like probably the new
That'd be cool.
for the
I would
2018 film.
enjoy that. Like, why isn't it Zombie Lean too? Just like a big bearded Grizzly Adams guy.
Because there's no mask.
He's terrible. No, it's absolutely
Nucleus Films UK coming out with what appears to be a stunning version of fully cut Wow, okay, Lady Frankenstein. Both the 99-minute director's cut and 84-minute cut. Fat City Stacey Keach. Oh, Stacey Keach has done some great stuff. You know what else Stacey Keach did? Titus. Great show. Love Titus. That show like ended too soon. Did you ever see?
I don't think so.
You know if you saw it. Christopher Titus. One of my favorites on Twitter, by the way. He's really good. NECA's also releasing figures of the Golden Girl. Are you serious? You know what though?
My favorite horror.
My better half, which she would totally buy, the Golden Girls. She's got. We went to a Black Friday sale once, and the first thing she did was pick up like all 7 seasons of the Golden Girls. I don't know if she's even opened up all of them yet, but because she's seen them so many times when they came on, and around like TV when they used to show them on TV. But she does have all 7 seasons of the Golden Girls here. Another show that she really likes, yeah, I might get those for her actually. Is she's a huge fan of Mama's Family. Road Games is one of my favorites. That's a Richard Franklin film. 3 new Jason figures next year. Whoa, Golden Girl. So Richard Franklin is the guy that did like Patrick. Remember Patrick?
Okay. Yeah.
And of course Psycho 2. That's how he came over to America, was making Psycho 2. But he made this little film called Road Games with Stacey Keach and Jamie Lee Curtis.
Oh, I love Road Games.
Yeah. You remember the ending?
I don't remember
The last big jump? What happened to the head?
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it is a fantastic Australian film. I love Australian movies. There's a Ozploitation, like documentary that I really love. Hitchcock, Scorsese, Spielberg, Kubrick, and Wells. That's not a fair way to fair guys to rank. Who would you guys rank them?
I don't know.
Wes doesn't know them.
The only
I
ones I recognize
wouldn't be
are
able
Hitchcock,
to.
Spielberg, and Kubrick.
I wouldn't be able to. I never really think they're like. There's a lot of different genres there too, so it doesn't really feel.
Hitchcock is one of my favorite directors of all time. So he would probably be like top of my list. I love all those directors. But a lot of my best films weren't made by like famous directors. Right? Great Australian film, the DVD's Mannequin. I'm very excited about this. Am I thinking of a different film? Because I remember a Mannequin film, but I didn't know it was Australian. With Kubrick, Scorsese, Spielberg, Hitchcock, and Wells. That's Jason's one. I love Kubrick. Harlequin. Okay, Harlequin. I know this Harlequin. Yeah, that one I would pick up. I'm still getting used to Twitter, so I'm glad you see my tag. Yeah. Honestly, James, me too. I'm still working it out.
What's your favorite Kubrick film? Is it The Moon Landing?
Oh yeah. Are you talking about The Room too?
I love that movie. That documentary.
Oh yeah. I got it over there, by the way.
I've seen it. It's the hardest I've ever
I've seen
laughed.
it like 4 or 5 times now. It's a good.
Well, it's the second hardest, but it's one of the hardest times I've ever laughed.
Those all directors have amazing styles. Just Kubrick is a genius. And Kubrick, what's really cool is people thought Kubrick was like this really like super serious, really into himself type of guy. And he's not. He's not at all. He's a fun movie geek. And when he had friends over, he just was a pretty easygoing guy. Like he was pretty serious in some of his films. And I'm sure Shelley Duvall has some not nice things to say about him because he didn't treat her the nicest when it came to the shot. And he actually put her through hell to get that performance out of her, but it broke her down in a serious way. She had like serious like mental issues after that. I'm not sure if she had serious mental issues before that, but she definitely did. Funny Games with Naomi Watts needs a USA release. Mine is Scorsese, Hitchcock, Kubrick, Wells. Wells is such an underrated director, in my opinion though. But you know who's really underrated? A director that is super underrated that nobody mentions here. Funny Games on Blue. Do you have the original too? Uh, I'm like, yeah. Underrated director. Yeah. Do you have anybody that you think is an underrated director?
Underrated?
Yeah, I got a couple, but
I don't know about underrated because like I like a lot of directors that like I wouldn't describe them as underrated.
Bob Clark. I think Bob Clark is an insanely underrated director. Bob Clark made my favorite film of all time, Black Christmas, which is an incredibly atmospheric, really well done, super Canadian horror film. He also made another Christmas film, A Christmas Story,
Oh,
which
that's
is
a
a
weird one.
really kind of cool, kind of out there, strange, like unusual comedy.
I think he has a lot of issues that revolve around Christmas.
He also made Joe Dante. Oh yeah, Joe Dante is definitely underrated. The Burbs is amazing, by the way. Thoughts on Blue Underground issuing a 4K remaster full cheese zombie flesh eaters. I have it, but would I buy it? Maybe. It'll depend. I'm gonna just like keep an eye on it. I have to look that name up because I'm not quite sure if I know what he did. What I remember what he did. Bob Clark also did Murder by Decree, the best Sherlock Holmes versus Jack the Ripper film. Oh, Wolf Creek, season 1 and 2. The Lee Thompson, fantastic director. Underrated director. Tell me why so.
Absolutely. He's done some great stuff.
You know who? Do you know who is underrated as a director? And especially after watching Things, I'm gonna stand by this one.
Yeah.
Ed Wood is underrated as a director. His movies really aren't that bad when you see some stuff. You like season 2? I gotta see season 2 then, because I did like season 1.
Director Andrew, what was his name again? From Things,
Andrew Jordan.
Andrew Jordan.
Definitely not a.
Some of the best camera work, some of the best direction I've ever seen.
Oh, Sam Fudge, Sinbad, Jack the Giant Killer. Oh, I love Sam Fudge, Sinbad. Land of the Giants is a fantastic one too. So yeah, I would agree with you there. My better half would definitely agree with you. Things. Did you see Things?
Things.
A Blu-ray. Would you guys buy a Blu-ray of Things?
No, I wouldn't.
Would you?
I wouldn't buy a Laserdisc of Things.
But that's your favorite format.
It's not meant for the holy format.
A lot more characters.
I might buy the Blu-ray if it came with a noose.
Ed Wood is better than Michael Bay. Yep.
Yeah, that's fair.
Overrated directors. Michael Bay.
Yeah, you said like underrated. I was like, I can think of a couple overrated.
Zack Snyder is a completely overrated director, in my
Snyder's
opinion.
overrated.
Things so bad it's hilarious. Yeah, it is.
George Lucas.
He's not overrated.
He's overrated.
He made some good films. Star Wars, man.
He helped make some good ideas that other people did well.
Well, the best Star Wars film is still Part 2, and he didn't direct it.
No, he didn't.
But he did direct American Graffiti, which is a classic film.
American Graffiti is fine, but like...
Would you guys consider George Lucas overrated?
I don't know.
He's saying it's Wes Anderson. I prefer Paul Thomas. I actually like Wes Anderson. I'm not going to lie. I do like some of his stuff. But I can see him be. I can see Wes Anderson being considered overrated. It's like almost like a trial by fire when you start collecting Criterion films. That Wes Anderson tends to be like the first person that a lot of people collect. And I'm not so sure if it's because people really like super love Wes Anderson or the fact that they're newer films. Pre-order Critters? I probably am going to pre-order Critters, K-Dog. It's so cool. Will Wheaton is in the... Is Will Wheaton in the first Critters? No, he's in the Curse. He's in the original Curse. That's why. I got to get that one too. It's a Curse double feature.
Yeah, no, I can't get it.
Roy Anderson's a great director. Films like You, the Living. Rate these modern directors: Clint Eastwood, Wes Anderson, Paul Thomas Anderson, and Quentin Tarantino. Well, Tarantino's top of that list. I'm a huge Tarantino fan.
I also...
You think...
I'm a really big Tarantino fan. I don't think all of his movies are great, but his great movies are exceptionally great.
Scott Grimes is the greatest. Thank you. I remember, Scott, you had a TV show. I can't remember the name of it, though. But I used to watch when I was a kid. Tarantino, Eastwood, PTA, and Wes Anderson. Actually, mine's pretty close to that. Actually, mine's exactly that. What Jay said, that's pretty much what mine is too. I have to agree about Lucas. He's even said in an interview a lot side of things. He enjoys that more. What's my least favorite Tarantino film?
I can tell you my least favorite Tarantino film.
What is it?
I don't like Hateful Eight.
I love Hateful Eight.
I hate it. I just
Death
wasn't
Proof.
a fan.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Me and Jace are on the same thing. Death Proof probably. I like Death Proof. It's a passable film. Ryan's complete is severely underrated. I'm a huge blaxploitation fan. You know that. He also did.
I didn't like it.
I think it helps to like be a huge fan of that style of western, but I can see reasonings behind people not liking it.
It was presented as a mystery, and that mystery just totally blew. And
I think you took it wrong.
Sort of.
I never took it as a mystery.
It was very much.
There's going to be only one more Tarantino film. He says that, but I really don't think so. I love Hateful Eight as love western.
Mystery. I hated it. I thought it was lazy. I thought that the whole and I'm sure someone will say, well, you didn't see the specific version of it that he wanted on a specific format and with the intermission in the way. I don't care. I don't care. It didn't work. The going
didn't work for you. Like you can't say it didn't work, but it worked definitely for me. Both me and him watched The Hateful Eight together.
I watched it afterwards. I just really didn't like it.
We both loved it. We were both huge fans of like spaghetti westerns and stuff like that. So, The Great Silence. Yeah, The Great Silence is one of my favorite westerns. That helps. That we got to finally got score from The Thing. That it's your least favorite. Django's your favorite. Django's a good one.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, that's. I'm glad this is.
Maybe if you sound laserdisc, you'd like it. I think though it should be seen on. I didn't get to see it the way in 70mm the way that it.
Yeah, Dad's the one giving the. You got to see it in 70mm with that intermission in the middle because the intermission. Oh, you explain when it goes back in time, and then we get to see what the whole situation was.
I think you're a little bit too caught up on.
I just didn't like it. I just didn't think. I also didn't like the way it was formatted.
Great Silence.
It also felt kind of a little bit too much like Reservoir Dogs, but not as good.
My favorite in Tarantino's Inglourious Bastards. Good movie.
Tarantino's favorite too. If you've seen the very end. I think this is my masterpiece.
It's a great film. There's obviously Tarantino lifts a lot of stuff from other films, especially Italian films, but he lifts it in a very loving way. If you've seen many Fernando Del Leo films, then you're going to know a lot of what goes on in Inglourious Bastards, especially the theater scene that's actually taken from it. Too long.
It was.
You got to stop giving hate on The Hateful Eight when it was such a cool little film.
It's got him in its name.
You are just so lucky that Hayden is not here. She would totally deconstruct your argument.
If you wanted me to it's been a while since I've seen it. I told you my full argument when it came out,
yeah.
And if I saw it again, I could break it down a little bit more. But nah, she probably couldn't. I love him, but
history teacher had us watch the first 15 minutes of Inglourious Bastards in high school.
That was an interesting choice.
That's a cool history teacher. Umberto Lenzi's Hitcher in the Dark and a bunch of other his films are not released on Blu-ray yet. I like Umberto Lenzi. Don't like all of his. I'm not like all of his films. I should have a Tarantino marathon. It's not a long marathon because he didn't make a lot of films, but it actually there's some long films, so it's pretty cool. You'd have to throw True Romance in there as well because I do think that is one. You know how many Blu-rays you own? I have no idea.
A lot.
I own DVDs too, and I have to go through. And it's in the thousands. I guess if that helps. Not as many as some people, but more than some other people. Are there any great Tarantino box sets? There was a box set that came in Tarantino box set. I just love it. Tarantino loves his spaghetti westerns. He does. I like to see him do more. I would love to see John Carpenter do a western. So don't recommend me getting things. So you don't recommend me getting things?
I don't.
It's cheesy bad though.
It's definitely something that you can look at and say, god, I watched that.
Are you sad that you saw it, or are you kind of glad in a weird way that you can say, "I've seen this movie"?
I mean,
Like, no, seriously. Like,
it's like a morbid, like,
you want to be able to say,
well,
I feel like it's one of those things that, like, it's absolutely the worst, but you kind of take a little bit of pride in being able to say, I went through that.
exactly.
it's like playing
Like, I
Russian
can do
roulette.
anything now.
It's like
And-
playing Russian roulette and surviving.
True Romance
like,
counts. I would definitely
I did
definitely
Not
count True
happy,
Romance.
but I did it.
That's a
Yeah.
fantastic film, and I do like Christian Slater a lot. I'm a huge Christian Slater fan. So, what are my top three Tarantino films? What are your top three Tarantino films, guys?
Reservoir Dogs, Django.
Django.
I don't
Yeah.
know why I said Django there. And there's no specific order. The Reservoir Dogs is at the top. And oh god, there's one that I'm
Monster Man.
forgetting. Dust Till Dawn.
I love Monster Man actually.
From
That's
Dusk
a
Till
fun
Dawn,
movie.
right?
But it's not. He acts in it, but we don't really consider it a Tarantino film
that's true.
per se. I like. I don't know. I like. I do like Django.
I can't think of my third one.
I'm definitely like Reservoir Dogs, but I'm not sure if. I like Jackie Brown. That's a fantastic one. Pulp Fiction, of course. Pulp Fiction, Jackie Brown, Haverly. Pulp Fiction's amazing.
I can't think of my third one. Can't think of the third one. What would my third one be?
Pulp Fiction.
Maybe. Pulp Fiction's pretty good. I don't know if it'd be my third one though.
I like to see Tarantino make a full-out horror film, and I do not consider Death Proof to be his
No.
full-out horror film.
I don't know. I don't know what my third one would be.
So, here, I got one for you guys. How do you feel about Eli Roth?
I too that. Oh,
Leslie,
I don't know who that
Wes
is.
wouldn't know, but
did you see the movie Cabin Fever?
Did I?
no.
Are you sure? It's like
Yeah, I keep track of everything I watches.
the worst horror movie ever made is The No as well, and yet it is not the worst horror movie ever made because I watched it last night.
That's where you're wrong, kiddo.
Pancakes. Pancakes.
Glorious Bastards, Pulp Fiction, Reservoir Dogs, Django Unchained is the fourth. Do you hear that Joe Bob is coming back in the fall? I kind of expected it actually, James. I'm hoping that they'll do like rather than do a marathon, they'll actually give him a regular ongoing show on Shudder, or at least kind of make this marathon thing like a kind of like a bi-yearly type of thing. Knock knock. I think the recent Death Wish remake wasn't the worst. I haven't seen the Death Wish remake yet. I'll watch it. I don't think it's gonna be as good as Death Wish. Death Sentence was a great Death Wish remake. But I would say that I love Knock Knock with Keanu Reeves. I saw the original, and I liked. I really enjoyed that. A lot of people didn't like Knock Knock, but I will go on record as saying I'm a huge fan of that film.
May as well ask what movies could do with losing 30 minutes.
A few of them actually. I don't think any movie
You know what movie could definitely do with losing 30 minutes?
things. You can say.
Things.
I can't see you on camera. Come back over.
I'm really tired. Like, when I
I'm
blink,
also pretty tired, but
it's
We're gonna make
slow.
this.
we're all pretty tired.
I don't know. You know what? Could you lose 30 minutes?
Least favorite. Well, you know mine. It's the Hateful Eight.
I don't have a least favorite when it comes to Tarantino. I like them all. But Death Proof is gonna be my least favorite if I gotta pick one.
I don't even really know who Tarantino is. Every time I hear his name, I just make a Tino Tonatini joke.
Yeah, James Hayes like Knock Knock too. Knock Knock is really good actually. I gotta get that movie. I was really surprised with like how much I enjoyed that film. Directors.
Yeah, there are directors.
No,
I don't know.
Death Proof is last. Although I like it. Yeah,
Directors watch like Shion Sono, Takeshi Makai.
Kashi Makai's good.
Both of them are.
Do you
great.
you think Makai's overrated though? As he's very well known. When do you get to the point of like being known and being like overrated?
Where's the line that you cross between being well known to then being overrated?
I don't know. Well, here's the thing. It
'Cause that's-
depends on, like, if
Yeah.
if people are constantly harping on about your movies. Like,
But in what way? In
People
what?
know, like, you can be known and not, like, people, like, love your stuff all the time. Like I'm sure some people here have
No, but
heard
like
the
people.
name Takeshi Mikai, but, like, you're not going to hear a lot of people like, oh, man, I love every bit of him. I need to watch Ichi the Killer every day.
That's one of the least one of Makai's films I'm gonna watch.
Let me see that comment there.
We'll miss him a day in Aaron Brown's.
Shion Sono's work.
Hey, no, it's a classic
Damn
Yumi.
right,
It's a
Buckaroo
classic. I like some Missy Mundane stuff. Monday stuff, actually. Oh yeah.
I don't know.
I do like it. I think
I wouldn't really want to watch Hateful Eight again. I liked everyone in it, but it wasn't really like. I don't feel like it was worth more than one watch. And even like, I don't care if you liked it or not. Like, I just really don't feel like it was was worth more than one watch.
It definitely is. I mean, like, seriously,
agree.
even just for the score and the cinematography alone, it's worth more than one watch.
It's got good cinematography. I just don't know about
Best Michael Mann film? Oh, Manhunter. Like,
also
hands down.
getting back to
Manhunter, without a doubt, is my very favorite Michael Mann film.
Buckaroo Banzai is correct, by the way.
For what?
He agreed with me on my Shion Sono is great, and you should all check out Shion Sono. He's not as well known. He's just as good as Takeshi Mikai. He's got a lot more interesting stuff. If you want to know a film that can get like 30 minutes cut off of it, Sono has a 7
You have to have
film.
Manhunter in the Jace.
I have not went through Sono's 7-hour film because it's just not exactly my thing, but
7-hour film?
yeah, he's got a 7-hour film.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it's called. It's supposed to be really good.
I'm not sure if I can do a 7-hour film at this point.
I don't know.
Not in one sitting, anyway.
Not in one setting, definitely.
Just a lot of popcorn, man.
Okay.
He directed Suicide Club. Yeah, he did.
Suicide Club, Northwest Dinner Table, Tag, Tokyo Vampire Hotel. All of these are good things.
Yeah, as well. Way better than Red Dragon. Way, way, way better than Red Dragon. I didn't get it. A lot of people. Red Dragon's okay.
Oh.
Full TV version of Tokyo Vampire Club.
We actually listened to the songs tonight. The outro song, Bumps in the Night by Miyavi, is one of my favorite songs.
It is amazing directing with that one. A Manhunter race.
Yeah. The intro is by Tricot, and it's also really good. Everything about
Do you know that I didn't attach my command to Collateral? And that's probably why I didn't. It's this film I do like. Have you seen Collateral?
No.
Definitely
I gotta see if Shion Sono's on Instagram, because I follow like a couple of the actors and actresses from Tokyo Vampire Hotel, like Mitsushima and Ami Tomite. But
so, who's your favorite non-Asian director?
who's my favorite non-Asian director?
Yeah.
Oh, God. It's Tino Tonatini. No, it's De Palma, probably. I don't know. Who did who did a lot of my favorite stuff? Like, isn't this the same guy did? Oh God, he did like It's Alive and.
Oh, Larry Cohen.
Larry Cohen. Thank you, Larry Cohen.
What exactly got you into J-horror and foreign horror?
That's a good question. A lot of people, yes, actually, but there's like a little bit more to it. A lot of people assume, like, and you get a lot of people who are like, oh, you're a weeb, you're a big anime fan. And I'm like, no, not really. I like some animes, but like most of my friends are anime fans. I'm just a huge like J-horror like foreign stuff fan. It came from you had suggested to me watching Battle Royale.
Oh yeah, I did. I haven't seen Joe Bob one though.
And you were going to work one day.
Yeah.
And I had stayed up all night to walk you to work, and I wasn't quite ready to go to sleep yet. And you had suggested
Battle Royale.
Battle Royale, and I walked you to work, and then
That's when I was working at the bank.
I think actually I was trying to stay up, and I watched Battle Royale while you were asleep, and I was immediately in love with Battle Royale. Battle Royale is great. I actually follow Ko Shibasaki as well on my Instagram. And I just loved it. And when I brought you to work and I walked home, I was like, I don't want to go to bed yet.
I suggested something else, but I can't remember what it was then.
You suggested chocolate.
Oh yeah, I like chocolate.
Yeah. So I watched.
Can't Zero.
I haven't seen Gant Zero yet. I've heard good things about Gant. So I watched the second film in that series. I watched the second Battle Royale film, and it wasn't as good, but I still really liked it. And it was my first real exposing, like, exposition to it. And I loved it. And then I watched Chocolate, and I liked Chocolate, and that was a Korean film. And then I was like, I haven't, like, I really, really like the way this is done. There's something so different, because I'm so used to Western films, and the pacing and the style of Western films. But there's something so different to the style of Asian films, and I wanted to watch more, so I watched Goth, and I really love Goth, and I haven't seen Goth in years, but Goth is a great film. Real fun one. And it just hit me, like it all hit me very well, and I like the differences. It's very different. It's a very different style of thing. And I've always been a horror fan, and I find that a lot of stuff these days just don't click to me. Like I don't like a lot of Western American horror.
Belko Experiment, or Mayhem, sort of like Battle Royale. Actually, I like the Belko Experiment.
I haven't actually seen that one yet. I've watched like a couple like similar ones. I've been getting into more like horror. Like I've been trying to examine like horror a bit more, like straight horror as opposed to like the Royale sort of films. Because there's a couple Royale films. Like I know there's like Rabbit Game, and I watched King's Game recently.
More unpredictable, less dumbed down.
Yeah,
Definitely.
And it also comes down to like, as a society, we have different, like, their society is different than our society in a lot of ways, and there's different fears.
Chances movies.
Like, a lot of Western is about, like, the rural areas and the past, and worrying about things we've done, whereas a lot of Asian horror is set in the city, and there's no zone of safety. There's nothing about, like, you get a lot of, like, you don't see a lot of big cities in Western horror because it always seems like if you're in the city, you're fine. You're safe. Like, it's cozy.
But one of your movies that you proclaim not to like. Hey, Ben's Film Reviews, how's it going? It's Candyman.
I don't like Candyman.
Candyman legitimately like hits all the notes of what you said. It is set in the big city. It is an urban horror. It's
but here's the thing: there's a difference between just being set in the city.
It's well done,
but also being scary and set in the city, and not being an overwritten.
See, on Sono's next film's with Nicolas Cage.
Oh, that's gonna be interesting.
That's about the city thing. Very interesting. Also, it's also heartbreaking you don't like Candyman. I think you need to give Candyman another chance.
It's all right. I'm gonna break it down for you. It's an erotic horror. He is too. The whole premise is that she is like both afraid yet kind of into the Candyman. And as much as Tony Todd is a beautiful, creamy man, and I love him, I don't care. Like I don't care about the like.
That's Clive Barker's like. That's its stamp on horror. It is always going to have some like hidden like underbelly of sexuality.
I don't think we discussed this on camera, but off camera, Clive Barker is a crazy person. I don't like a lot of his stuff.
Doesn't like to be scared yet slightly turned on. Hey, that's true.
I don't. I don't. I don't find it scary. I don't find it scary at all. And that's one of the things. Like when it comes
Candyman
to horror,
did freak me out when I first saw it.
You have to grab me with one or two things. Because my two favorite things, like I talk a lot about J-horror, but I also love Italian horror. I love giallos. You have to grab me with one of two things if you're doing horror. You have to grab me with the mystery, the story of it, like delving into. I don't find it scary at all, but yeah. You have to grab me with the mystery and the story, or you have to grab me with the scares, and that one just doesn't grab me.
Actually, I did like Farewell to the Flesh. That was fun. It's cheesier. It's obviously not the classic in the way that Candyman was the classic. But Farewell to the Flesh, I think it's a little bit more fun in some ways. Then The Good, Bad, and the Ugly, the film along with the music of Ennio Morricone. Ennio Morricone is an amazing film score. Horror movies automatically make me less scared when people start having sex. It's kind of great.
Yeah.
But
I really don't like the end of the film too. I didn't like the overall.
actually,
Like,
I love the end of the film.
I didn't like a lot of it. Like I also once again I've mentioned this before. The overall backstory of the Candyman is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Where like the setup's fine. It's back in like old racist times. He was a black artist who loved a white girl, and he got lynched
He
for it.
finally got an Oscar too.
Except for the fact that they cover him honey, and he gets stung by bees, and they set him on fire, and they cut his hand off.
I think that a lot of stuff, like if we really like deconstruct it, would seem like extremely silly as well. It's just when if you don't like it, you pick on certain sex equals death in a horror movie in a lot of cases.
Oh yeah, but I just don't.
Clive Barker is kind of different. I don't think sex equals death in a Clive Barker film.
No.
It's like death equals sex. Yeah, reverse actually. Oscar's 50 years too late, but he still got it though.
Oh.
Italian horror, giallo. I love Italian. Italian horror is my favorite. I mean that if I had to pick a favorite like type of horror, you guys know what giallos are like. They're kind of my thing.
Yeah.
It's you guys love giallos too. You've seen like a lot of giallo stuff.
And with that note, I really need to pee.
Okay, well you can want to say goodnight to everybody.
Yes, I have to go so I can release my bladder.
Are you coming back? You want to go to bed?
I'm probably gonna go because it's already like 70 minutes in. Like by the time I get
Give
back,
Dad a hug.
2 flights up, you're gonna be like, and
Yeah,
bye
we'll be
everyone.
ending this soon anyway, so.
Bye.
I don't know. Are you going directly to bed? Because
I'm going to the bathroom first.
Are you gonna like be upstairs after this?
No. No, I'm not going up to 2 floors and then coming back down.
No, I don't mean come back down here. I mean like.
Everybody saying night to you, Wes.
Good night, everyone.
But no, there's certain ones that I think that have to be seen. There's certain great I love the Italian genre.
Oh.
I love the slasher. Love slasher films. That's that's an obvious. I love
Slasher is in a way. I love slasher. Absolutely love slasher. But slasher gets sort of into the dumbed down giallo in a way, but not in a bad way. It's just they focus less on the mystery, more on the
entertainment.
I find the mystery the entertainment. So
Jason gets mad when people have sex because those repressed emotions of never being touched, so he stabs and lifts his head. I don't think so. With Jason's character, we're talking about like
Jason is a hunter. Jason is a hunter that is protecting his land. That is how I've always seen Jason. That's how we always.
No, I don't see Jason as a zombie. I don't like the zombie Jason.
No.
It's my favorite subgenre of horror. Yeah, probably. What was your favorite Argento film? Tenebrae. Tenebrae is hands down my favorite Argento film.
It's deep red for me just because it just
Never
functionally. I love Tenebrae. It's just like Deep Red is a perfect film.
Suspiria, really? See, I like Suspiria. It's not my favorite. It's not even my favorite of the Three Mothers trilogy. I'm weird in the way I like Inferno a lot. A lot of people don't like Inferno or just find Inferno to be kind of passable, but I really did kind of like Inferno.
No one's gonna say Card Player or Dracula. So.
Yeah. Well, ironically, they could.
They could, yeah. But no, just Deep Red, Profondo Rosso is just like a perfect film.
Well, I think of James Gunn being Guardians of the Galaxy. I haven't really heard a
little bit about it.
Much about it. I think that the Guardians of the Galaxy film franchise is pretty dead because he was pretty much the architect around it.
Yeah.
So I'm not interested in seeing any Guardians of the Galaxy films that don't have him involved. I don't know enough I don't know enough. That's not enough though. He has a specific direction. And Maribel were around today to do a new Alien movie. The original lifted from Planet of Vampires. Inferno actually worked at Babsoft. Favorite General flick is Cat of Nine Tails. I'm actually surprised. I've never heard any. It's definitely a decent film. I just never heard anybody use that as their favorite Argento one. Love the Guardians of the Galaxy films. The 2 soundtracks are great too.
Yeah.
Apparently, I think he said some stuff in Twitter, like
he said, like a couple of years ago, he made a lot of.
Good morning, Action Jackman.
He made a lot of, like, inappropriate rape and pedophilia jokes.
Those were about 10 years ago.
10
actually,
years
not two.
ago, and apparently, like, they surfaced recently a lot more.
They surface for.
They surfaced for, like,
I hate to get into this aspect of it, but they surface for specifically political reasons, and there was let's just say James Gunn is a very liberal director,
Yeah.
and there were certain people on the other side that actually did that. When Mr. Blue Sky with Yellow, the opening of, I'm sad to see him gone from it. I don't know all of it. Maybe he did some horrible things or said some horrible things that are really, really bad. I don't know. But I'm sad to see him out of the franchise. Tweets from 2008, 2012.
Yeah.
That's still a few. Well, 2008 is like 10 years ago.
2012 isn't, but
But
I don't know. Well,
Buckman, Tenebrae. It's read the box brilliant, subversive, perversive, and perhaps the best crane shot. Oh yeah, there's a fantastic crane shot in that film.
there is.
But I also find it sad when an old joke finds, yeah, he tweeted a search into it and was ridiculed for it. That's the thing. I don't know his tweets. I really don't.
Yeah, without seeing the actual tweets, it's hard to, like, really, like, I've heard what they're about, but, like, without seeing the context of the tweets, like,
Because people have made jokes like within the context that actually can be, and you have to remember that James Gunn just some edgy humor. That will make sense. James Gunn started out directing and working for Troma, and was probably at the time that he did stuff like that was doing stuff like Romeo and Juliet, and a lot of the humor in Troma films definitely would be considered offensive or kind of over the top. The Royal Ever. I haven't got it yet. I just got off work actually.
I just read a slight article about it earlier without seeing any of the things.
And if he was like getting up a Troma-esque career, I can see him more looking for more like provocative, edgy type of like humor that may like push a bit of the wrong buttons.
You mentioned, like,
and didn't he
he's
feel
on Twitter now, actually?
Didn't he kind of feel bad about it like afterwards, like without like this coming out? Hadn't he already deleted the tweets? Sadly, Argento's director 3 is beyond terrible. He's got to get one more good one. He really does. One of my dreams was to work with Argento. Was to write a script for Argento, write a giallo, because I always loved the giallo film, and I had some like decent ideas, and I always like throw ideas that nowadays I like get hints sometimes, and she thinks she looks at me and she says that's too twisted, and. Just going to mention Trauma. Yeah. Some of them are beyond disturbing, way past the normal joke. I don't know.
I'll have to look at, like, I 100% like agree with probably that. Like, I got to see them. Like, when it comes down to it, I'm a lot less
like for me to like say like to damn somebody without knowing all the stuff is really not fair.
Without knowing though, we can't really comment on it. I don't have my phone.
I'm a fan of James Gunn. My better half's a huge fan of James Gunn.
You have your phone?
And she said she was on the fence. In Full Moon Pictures at the moment. Any recommendations?
Watch the entire Puppet Master things, even the bad ones. 1 through
5.
1 through 5 are great.
My favorite Trauma film? Oh wow.
I think we addressed this once before, but I can't remember.
Mother's Day.
I said.
Mother's Day probably.
I'm too tired to remember too many Trauma films. I don't know.
And Toxic Avenger's
Toxic
good too.
Avenger a lot. Yeah. Also,
Class of
Make Your
Nukem
Own
High.
Damn Film. The documentary Make Your Own Damn Film is great.
Yeah. Class of Nukem High is great too.
Yeah. Do you have your phone? Because I want to see those, please.
I'd rather not like show them on read things on here, especially if they're.
You don't need to address them.
Yeah, there you go.
What is your favorite genre? What is 2 and 3? I like straight mystery a lot. And I like film noir. I like film noir quite a lot.
We got a lot of film noir that you haven't checked out,
Yeah.
I bought like a Kino box set, like film noir that you gotta see.
I don't like yours.
Oh, the Ginger Demand series I hate. I really do. I really tried. It's painful. Yeah, James Gunn did write Bucko Experiment.
There we go.
It's not as bad as like Evil Bong though. Evil Bong is just. I can't do that. I watch Killjoy though. I like Killjoy films. Oh, I got to do a documentary. I want to do like a video with all my documentaries, like basically show my documentary collection.
What are they? I want to know.
Brent's sake, but I'm really not into Marvel movies. They seem a bit overdone now.
I like them.
I don't know how the next generation of Marvel films are going to go. They've gotten to a point, a fantastic point, but they'd hate to live in because 45. To be honest with you, the Marvel films, Gun's a big loss for the Marvel films because Guardians of the Galaxy were some of the best films that they had in the last few years. They really did good with those two films, and
They were really good. The second movie
different.
would make anybody cry.
Seems so commercialized and alpha. See, that's why I like the Guardians films because I don't think they follow the formula as much, and there's definitely a formula to them, but I think it's getting to a point now where they've got to switch it up a bit. They got to do something. Luckily, they didn't make the mistake that DC made.
I don't understand how to use your phone.
Did you see any of them?
I'm seeing a couple, and
Let me
I'm gonna tell. Like, it's hard to. I need to make them bigger, because I can't see them.
All right, let's just see. A lot of pedophile jokes.
Yeah. Let me. Is there a way to zoom in with this?
It's did I see the trailer for Titans? It looks awful. I liked it. We had like a discussion about that last night actually. My better half actually watched the trailer to Titans, and she said that's exactly what she expected Titans to be. And people talked about like a couple of the Mimi actually mentions a couple of the complaints, and I'll address a couple of them right now. I think it's a TV show for one. It's not a feature film. Its budget may not be as big as some of the other ones that you can pretty much tell that. I absolutely adore the way that they are doing Dick Grayson, and at the time, and one of the things that people like had a complaint about was when Dick Grayson like is, where's Batman, and he basically says, Key Largo, I love that song. He said, and he said like basically F Batman, right?
Yeah.
And people like Dick Grayson would say F Batman. Dick Grayson loves Batman.
Yes,
That's
he
not
would.
true.
You're thinking of Tim Drake.
Yeah, and not even Tim Drake later on. In that portion of of Dick Grayson's life, he totally did not love Batman. He'd gone off to college. He kind of was finding his own way. He was very rebellious, and I haven't read it.
It does.
But it is. I liked that. There was, I didn't really like the look of the Changeling so much. Are they going to call him Beast Boy or the Changeling?
Probably Beast Boy. Everybody loves the title Beast Boy.
No, everybody doesn't. Hey, whoa, France, welcome there.
You don't like Beast Boy, but...
Demonic Ties and Dollman vs. Demonic Ties.
Yeah, those are good as well.
Well, that's actually a trilogy. There's Bad Channels, which you wouldn't have Dollman vs. Demonic Ties with Bad Channels. So that's actually a trilogy. Great music in Bad Channels, by the way. Here's looking at you, kid. You're going to have me sing that song when I go to bed at night. You don't know the song, do you?
I don't think so.
I'll play it for you later.
Don't do that. I want to go to bed after this immediately. Immediately without hearing whatever song you want to hear. But, God, what were we talking about? I was reading those things. Oh, yeah, Titans? Yeah, it looks fine. Some people are like, oh, I think he killed a bunch of people. I don't know. I'll have to see it for sure. I mean, he actually has been always very aggressive. This isn't people like Dick could never kill anyone. He's killed a couple people, regardless of if they've been brought back or not.
But it'll be unique. We'll see when it comes out how it goes. Like it can go really well, it can go really bad.
People also talked about how Dove is pacifist and shouldn't attack them. Not exactly. The first Dove is a pacifist, and he died because of it. But he's a great character. The second Dove, less so.
Yeah, but let's put it this way: I already have better thoughts about Titans than I do about Inhumans.
Oh, hey. Oh, that's not hard. Also, Young Justice Season 3 trailer came out tonight.
I love Young Justice.
I've seen it. It looks great. It's about the Outsiders. I am pumped for that. A trailer...
Like with the original, it's like Halo and there's Black Lightning in it and stuff.
Yes, Black Lightning, Halo, Geoforce, Metamorpho.
DC does good, Polly, I think, with their TV stuff more so than their films.
Yeah.
Now, Wonder Woman, that was an amazing film. I love Wonder Woman.
I didn't find Justice League that bad. It was
The
okay.
villain
It
wasn't good.
great.
The villain, like
No, the villain was barely there.
the casting of the heroes, I thought was really good.
Yeah.
Some of the effects were like really, really badly done. They didn't have good special effects. I'm not gonna lie there. Uh, I did enjoy the banter between the back and forth between the heroes. Tonally, it was a little imbalanced, but I enjoyed it overall.
I just thought of another overrated director when you brought that up. Actually, Josh Whedon.
I can say that.
I really don't like Josh Whedon.
Josh Whedon's like, I did Buffy. You can't coast on that forever, dude.
Also,
what did he did Avengers, right?
He did do Avengers. He knows how to do dialogue.
I
But
think
I've
Avengers.
actually gotten really tired of his dialogue.
I think Avengers is overrated.
The first Avengers, yeah, it is, and Age of Ultron wasn't that great.
I think Age of Ultron. I think
Better than people say, but it's not
Avengers is
great.
not as good as people remember it to being. I think Avengers: Age of Ultron is better than people remember it being.
Yeah, I don't think either of them are in the greatest of Marvel films. Though.
No. I mean, but there's a lot of bad Marvel films. Like, look at Iron Man 3.
Oh yeah,
Well, that's
most
not.
of the first Thor movies.
But Christopher Eccleston.
I don't care. Christopher Eccleston. You're right. I should start watching the G.I. Joe films.
He's rebooting, but why? It was good the first time around, and the TV show.
I'm not actually a huge fan of Buffy. I'm a huge fan of Angel.
I love it. I love Buffy.
think Buffy's characters are actually insufferable after season 1, and partially in season 1 as well. I think some of the best
disagree with that
characters
completely. Not right. I like that. Ripped off Blake Seven with Firefly. I love Blake Seven, and I think my better half hasn't seen Blake Seven yet, but it is a fantastic show. If you haven't seen Blake, it's a British show.
I've heard of Blake Seven. I've seen a little bits of it.
On TV. Oh, Max, but never commented before. I know that you're a big fan of Vinegar Syndrome. It's favorite comment. Oh, Wes is not there to do the thing now. I missed part of your comment. I'm a huge fan of Vinegar Syndrome.
Oh yeah,
they are one of my favorite companies of all time. My last year, for TV. I'm getting. I think we got two conversations going on for TV. James Hayes said for TV. Marvel crushes DC movies except for Christopher Nolan's Batman's. I'm getting superhero movie overload. Stop watching them. Yeah, Marvel does crush DC's movie. They do.
Yeah, no, they do.
And with one movie alone, actually, and it's very different from the other Marvel franchise films. I like Black Panther.
Black Panther. Absolutely excellent. There's so much to Black Panther that is amazing and fun. The villain is actually great for once. Everyone's an amazing actor.
What's some of my favorite British TV shows? Our favorite British TV shows. Doctor Who.
Your favorite's Doctor Who, right?
One of my favorites, definitely. Doctor Who. I love Peep Show, Couplings.
My favorite is Only Fools and Horses.
Oh, yeah. I love Only Fools and Horses, yeah. Remember watching that? Lovely Jubbly. I remember.
Like for 7 seasons.
Oh, rebooting Buffy the TV series. I'm not a big fan. Actually, of rebooting it. I'm actually more excited to see a reboot of Charmed because that wasn't a very good show. Oh, Derry is getting a reboot. I know that. I'm interested in that actually. Doctor Who. I'm a huge Doctor Who fan. I've been watching Doctor Who since I was a kid. So obviously, I've watched Doctor Who. Tom Baker was like my doctor back in the day. I was a huge fan of Colin Baker because he had a very kind of like theatrical presence to him. Sylvester McCoy's later Doctor stuff. Do I like Downton Abbey? I haven't got a chance to watch a lot of Downton Abbey, but what I've seen I did enjoy. So I can't tell you. I got to watch it all before I actually get into Downton Abbey a bit more. I'd be lying if I told you like I know a lot about it. I don't. I watched like All Creature Great and Small when I was younger. Kind of enjoyed that. Spaced is amazing. Have you seen Spaced?
I don't think so.
It's Nicholas Frost and Simon Pegg.
Oh.
And there's a ton of references in that.
IT Crowd, by the way, as well.
IT Crowd is amazing. New RoboCop reboot. Actually, I am. Some people kind of like
Webb situation, Mitchell Webb look.
Sherlock Holmes TV series. I love Jeremy Brett's Sherlock Holmes. He is the definitive Sherlock Holmes. Like, if you mean like the new Sherlock show, I like it. But Jeremy Brett is Sherlock Holmes to me. He always will be. Nobody can pass Jeremy Brett. That's like David Chaussette is he is Poirot, in my opinion. I love like a lot of those shows. I love Midsummer Murders. Saying you should change your name for Vinegar Syndrome, for Vinegar Syndrome. Actually, I like that. That's kind of cool. I do a lot of Vinegar Syndrome, and a lot of people got like told me like I did too much Vinegar Syndrome, but I really like their stuff. I really find their stuff like really fun. I think Vinegar Syndrome is the criterion of bad films or genre films. They put out all 4 Taboo films.
Blackadder is great.
I love Blackadder. The best Blackadder though for me is I love the least Blackadder one is the first one. The first one is uneven. It's fun, but it's okay. It's not the best. But when you get into the second one, that's when it gets really good. The Christmas special, one of the best Christmas specials. 2 of my favorite Christmas specials, comedy Christmas specials. One is the Blackadder Christmas special, and the other one is the Trailer Park Boys Christmas special. Both of them I think are classic Christmas specials that you should watch. Black Mirror, I love Black Mirror. What are your thoughts on the Doctor Who Becoming a Woman? I'm actually really excited about that. They chose a really great actress. They chose Jodie Whittaker, who Jodie Whittaker, right? And
Yeah.
I've seen her in like a few different things. Somebody just mentioned Black Mirror. She's in one of my favorite, really paranoid episodes of Black Mirror. You can't browse the website in Poland. That is true. You can the front cover, just not the back. And I really am excited to see Jodie Whittaker. I get very upset nowadays when I go onto like a Doctor Who like forum or website or Facebook page, and they'll just like have a picture of Jodie Whittaker, or they'll like just randomly mention her, and you see like 20 or 30 of these like frowny, angry faces just because it's a female playing the character of Doctor Who, and I'm like, get over yourself when it comes to that.
Why would there be a girl playing a gender fluid alien from a species of billion-year-old things that have no concept of gender?
Yeah, the Masters one was actually quite
Missy
excellent.
was absolutely wicked, and I don't want to spoil anything, but the way that storyline goes, like finalizes, is really, really good.
And I was like
tragic and beautiful.
When Missy was actually really good, but I like John Sims.
John Sims was
but
good.
when they put them up against each other, Missy was better.
Yeah, that's true.
And that really surprised me because I didn't think it was going to be. Jodie Whittaker is a great actress. She did great in Broadchurch. Definitely, if you haven't seen Broadchurch, you like kind of like the Nordic noir type stuff. Broadchurch is that type of thing. David Tennant's in it. You got the guy who played Rory from Doctor Who. He's in it as well. He plays a priest in it. Yeah, it's a really good series. Don't Google it before you watch it because there's a murder mystery. Delgado was the original, is the true master. I love Roger Delgado. You can't. And the guy died like early in a car accident. Do you like Anthony Anley though? This one.
Anley's okay.
Die, Doctor, die. He's very pantomime, but he's great.
You know who's the best? God, what's his name again? The guy who played him in the movie.
Eric Roberts.
Yeah, you know he's the best.
Recently announced Wonder Woman. The theme song for that movie is the same one that Vinegar Syndrome used for the logos. I love that logo. I would love to. Now, one of the ones they put out isn't the one I got. Isn't it the non-limited edition, the one I got, Deadly Daphne's Revenge? So I wouldn't be able to buy that month because I've already bought Deadly Daphne's Revenge. No.
Oh my God, no.
No, I don't want to see a big screen Doctor Who. I really don't. I think it will lose a lot of its charm. Originally, after Doctor Who was canceled, they were going to do Steven Spielberg was going to do a Doctor Who movie. As a Doctor Who fan, I was petrified that was actually going to happen. And when the Fox movie came out, my fears were realized.
Fun fact, like Delgado, Anley, this is like a lot of people's.
Jeffrey Deaver, of course.
Yeah. Which one's Jeffrey Deaver?
Yeah, played him in like the.
Charles Time Lord? No, not Charles Time Lord. No, that's what I'm thinking.
I've seen British TV show. I haven't seen Victoria the Crown yet, actually. The pacing. Orphan Black's actually Canadian, isn't it?
I think so.
In-Betweeners.
I've got to watch the Japanese rendition of Orphan Black.
Oh, Peter Cushing's Doctor Who films.
Careful.
Actually, talked about Peter Cushing's Doctor. I'm a big fan of Amicus films, and Amicus put out the Doctor Who films. That was kind of their counter to the Quatermass films that were put out by Hammer. And you got to give credit. Speaking of Vinegar Syndrome, what's my favorite Vinegar Syndrome release? I'm going to let Mimi take over. I'm going to show you my favorite Vinegar Syndrome releases. Orphan Black's an amazing show. Watch it.
I want to watch the Japanese version. Dun-dun-dun-dun, substitute meme hour. So everyone talks about Delgado or Hanley and all that stuff. To me, The Master, funnily enough, because I watched it, yeah, I believe so, yeah. I watched it like late night at 4 a.m. in the morning, before like school, and I remember that spooky zombie version of The Master. To me, The Master was always like a freaky man in a robe for a long time because I watched a lot of Tom Baker. So I remember like the without his regenerations master. That's who the Master is to me. It's weird, and he's never been like that before or since. But to me, he's a spooky, gross, melty man.
Are you talking about the Deadly Assassin?
Deadly Assassin, yeah. Dad's. What are you getting again? Your Vinegar Syndrome?
I'm getting my top.
Your top ones. All my favorite movies I watched early in the morning. Sleep for 5. Yeah, it is. And like here, we couldn't. Here, Doctor Who only came on because I watched Doctor Who before, like the reboot. Only came on BBC Kids at 4 o'clock in the morning, and I would have to wait a week because they came in the serials. Deadly Assassin is amazing. They would come they usually were like 4-episode arcs, so I would get to see 2 episodes one night, and then I would have to wait a week to see the next 2 episodes. So I'd stay up like once a week until 4 o'clock in the morning with school the next day. And I think this was when I was in like grade 3 or 4, probably lower. Like I would just stay up really, really late in front of the TV waiting to see new Doctor Who because, well, Doctor Who wasn't around as a reboot.
Yeah, with with me, Doctor Who used to come on Sunday nights. It was Saturday or Sunday nights on PBS, and rather than show like half-hour serials, they would show them as like all together. So I started watching like a lot of Tom Baker stuff, and we'll later go on to see like they'd show earlier stuff later on, and so I saw John Pertwee kind of out of context, and then but I saw the red. I remember when Peter Davison became Doctor Who.
So
I remember the big deal about that.
That's basically the same experience as you did, except for like much later in the morning, and they didn't really show that many earlier ones on BBC Kids. They went from like.
For me, it was like late at night.
They went to for me it was like 4 in the morning. They went from like Baker to McCoy, and
that's really
they would like cycle that.
Sounds very nice. Way up there on your list. Love that show. Okay, you guys want to know my top Vinegar Syndrome releases? I'm going to share my top 10 Vinegar Syndrome releases. See you, James. Oh, you can miss my top 10 Vinegar Syndrome releases, James. Watch it later. Don't forget.
This is on. You can watch it later. We'll be here.
All right, my top 10 Vinegar Syndrome releases. I'll see you later, James, and I'll talk to you later on.
Ciao.
You can, if you've seen the movie, you can let me know what you think. Luther the Geek, fantastic film.
I've heard of it.
Love this. I was really surprised at how good this movie was. I thought I remembered it. I did remember it very well.
This reminds me of the Yellow Bastard from.
It's really
from
good.
Sin
Actually,
City.
he really commits to the role, and Stacey Haddock from Superbly is super nude in this, and I like that fact. The next 2 kind of go together, and I got to get volumes 3 and 4 of this, but 5 films, 5 years. Love these here. These were great releases. If you haven't seen them, they got some great films on here. Hot and Spicy Pizza Girl. Hot and Spicy Pizza Girls is great. Dixie Ray Hollywood Star is actually really good. Super Nude, the best kind. The Mothers is really fun. Just some really great stuff on these 2. Going to see a few of these here, but the first one was The Undertaker. I'm a huge fan of this movie. This is the way to get it. Don't get the Code Red edition. Buy this one.
He choke slammed mankind off of the cage.
This is a really good movie. This is the guy from Maniac.
Nice.
Next up is Sweet Sugar. I actually almost missed out on this one. It was only due to the fact that Vinegar Syndrome actually has scruples, unlike some companies, and didn't let people buy multiple copies of their limited editions, and actually said, you know, we're putting them back into circulation. You're not getting multiple copies of a film. So thanks to that, I was able to get Sweet Sugar. This is a favorite of mine. Breaking Bad is not my all-time favorite show, but it's a really, really fun show, and I love it. It's a great series.
I have a couple problems with Breaking Bad, but
Oh,
a lot of them actually come from someone I went to high school with.
Woman's Torment. This is an adult film. They also have like a softcore version if you don't like the adult aspects of it. But this is a really, really good film. I'll put it up there with, it's like, it reminds me of Repulsion.
Breaking Bad is responsible for one of the dumbest things I've ever heard from a person. It's not from Breaking Bad itself, it's from someone I went to high school with.
What?
I was in a class one day, and, like, there was this really pretentious kid who, like, I think, like, he had mentioned, like, oh, he doesn't read comic books. He'll only read Chew, like, the IDW, like, independent comic, or, like, stuff like that. And he was like, oh, he, like, asked the teacher one day, he was like, have you seen Breaking Bad? And the teacher was like, yeah, I watched the first season, but I really wasn't that into it. I didn't find it that interesting. Which, by the way, is exactly my sentiments. And the guy said, no. The first 3 seasons are character development. They don't count. It's season 4 and 5 that, like, count. It doesn't matter. You can't say 3 seasons of a show does not count.
No.
I don't care if you think it's character development. If it's bad, it's bad. You can't say 3 seasons don't count. The whole show counts. You rate a thing as its whole thing. You don't do...
That was just a dumb comment, though. Like,
that's such a... No, like, show. I don't mind the show. It's just...
Yeah, though I do think you watch more in season 1, but it's not character development.
You can't say, like, these
it gets
don't count.
really great in season 2, though.
I didn't like season 1. I've never been a huge, like, Breaking Bad fan. It's fine. It didn't catch me as much as it did other people.
Horror House on Hawaii 5. You can't actually die with this one. You've seen this one.
Yeah, it's fun. It's ridiculous.
It is super fun, and a lot of people like don't give.
Look at him there with a Nixon mask. This is a ridiculous film. Oh my god, it's the red area that was.
Demon Wind.
I don't know.
You got to see it. Oh, I don't think you've seen this one.
Got a cool cover.
It's pretty cool. You got it's a kind of a cheap version of like Evil Dead. You got like but in this one it has something that Evil Dead doesn't have.
What?
A kung fu magician.
You're right. It doesn't.
Yeah, it does have a great case.
That is so nice.
I don't have it here, but I got over there. Jack Frost is not in the list, but it's one of my favorite covers too, and I do like that movie. This is one that's really underrated. You guys got to check out Psycho Cop Returns. It's a comedy,
I also like that cover.
Horror comedy. You would love this film, by the way.
I probably would.
It's just really, really fun, and definitely check it out if you haven't seen it. But my all-time, I think my favorite Vinegar Syndrome that I got right now, and The Win is so fun. I got to get the other one by this director that came out from Vinegar Syndrome, and it's Norman J. Warren. And I've seen this movie like 3 or 4 times. We had to watch this, and it went to for the 22 Shots podcast. Nice. Prey. This is really, really good. I mean, I knew it was going to be good, but it's really good, and it's a really great edition of this film. If you haven't seen Prey, if you don't have it, I strongly recommend it. It's got a great, there's the interior case is different, and like it's a really good film. It's actually a really, really good film. I really enjoyed this one. Got that on DVD. Do you like it, Paul? I actually really like this one. Norman J. Warren is underrated. There's an underrated director for you, Norman J. Warren. He put it, this one, there's The Terror, which is more like a giallo mystery type that he did. But yeah, I got a lot of different Scream Factory stuff, but those are 10 of my favorites. My favorite list keeps changing here and there. Like, I know I got Pets, but I haven't watched it yet. It's been ages since I've seen Pets. I only saw it on VHS. I got to watch Deadly Daphne's Revenge. It's going to be a bit of pain. We'll watch that together. It's underrated horror. It's definitely underrated horror. But with that, guys, I am super tired, and I don't want to give you less than my best, and I hope this is my best. The Arrow bringing out horrors of malformed man, very freaky. Dr. Moreau, Asian one. You gotta check that out.
Yeah, I know.
You gotta look Asian, like Asian.
I've got
Arrow's got. Asian. You gotta look Asian. Arrow's got a lot of good Asian films you gotta check out.
Yeah.
So there you go, guys. Thank you so much for joining us, and you're here in the film club today. Savannah must be working. She must actually. Wish her luck, and
hopefully she'll be here next time.
Yeah, so we miss her. Thanks for watching, guys. I will see you again next time here, in the movie library, and I would say it's time for tea, but I don't even know. I'm probably gonna my throat's get a little bit gone, so I'm probably gonna have some tea
I'm gonna
and get
I'm
some
gonna
sleep.
grab a Powerade and I'm going to bed. We got like
Night, guys. Have a
something
great
going
evening,
on, I don't
and
know if we want-
well, we still got shopping to do. Did you guys go shopping already?
we bought drinks, but we need food.
Yeah, food's good.
So yeah, we're good.
Later, guys.
Bye,
I have to
ladies and
dismiss
gents.
you. Okay, you are officially dismissed.
Your homework is investing in Laserdisc. All hail the big circle.
Class dismissed.